Jesus sent the disciples out with clear, practical instructions: heal the sick, cast out demons. But then the next part we tend to overlook. We miss the significance of it. That he instructed them to allow their peace, their blessing to rest upon wherever they stay. And it wasn't just a nice gesture, that it was the literal connection to the living God. That while it's difficult to verbalize, that people there would have recognized the difference. That blessing, that peace, that connection was all encompassing: favor, mercy, safety, security, joy, peace, and so on. It's the kind of thing that the people there would not just have recognized the difference, they would notice that shift in the atmosphere. They would desire that to continue. They would want more. But it's also a theme we see repeated throughout the Bible, and often in antagonistic and adversarial relationships. Think of Laban, who continually cheated Jacob. But in spite of that, he came to the realization, it is clear God has blessed me for your sake. That while Jacob just remained faithful in that adversarial relationship, God blessed Laban for Jacob's sake. It's the kind of thing that God relishes doing. Think of Joseph, sold into slavery in Potiphar's house. And God blessed everything that Joseph did. Potiphar effectively was blessed for Joseph's sake. And even when he was falsely accused and thrown into prison, which was all part of God's greater plan to set him up for this amazing destiny God had waiting for him, even there, God moved, that he had favor with the jailer, that God blessed again everything that he did there, that they became the beneficiaries in every situation. The people there became the beneficiaries of God's people being in their midst. It's the realization we came to many years ago, that we began praying for everyone we did business with. Every week we would pray for everyone we did business with, that they would be blessed for our sake. Clients, partner firms, attorneys, whoever it may be. And they didn't have to be believers. That literally our prayer, our request, our petition to God was that they would be blessed for our sake, that they would benefit from being in relationship with us. And it's the kind of thing you don't have to explain. Abimelech and Isaac had had some conflict. But there came the moment when Abimelech comes to Isaac and he says, it is clear God is with you in all that you do. Make a peace treaty with us. You don't have to explain it. But it's more than just a nice idea. Jeremiah 29:11 is reported to be, and I'm sure it is, the most popular Bible verse ever. I know the plans I have for you, plans for a great future that you hope for. Everybody loves that, but it's set in the context of they're actually in bondage. And right before that, God gives them the instruction. Pray for the peace of the city, the place you've been taken captive, because in its peace, you'll have peace. But what does that mean? Well, that word again is all encompassing. It's not just absence of conflict, that it is pray for the prosperity of that place you've been taken captive, because in their prosperity, you will prosper. That it's peace, it's joy, it's health, all encompassing. And God's instruction, in spite of, again, an adversarial relationship, they didn't want to be there. They looked forward to the day they got to leave. But God's instruction was, pray for the peace, the blessing, the prosperity, etc., of that place you've been taken captive. It's a recognition that out of that, as we seek their blessing, their prosperity, and so on, it's a symbiotic relationship. Out of that flows greater blessing, peace, prosperity, etc. to us. But it also becomes that tangible recognition of our distinction. That again, just like Abimelech and Isaac, Laban and Joseph, and so on, what we see repeatedly is the light bulb goes off. People come to the realization, hey, it's a good idea to be in relationship with you. That it is obvious that God blesses everyone around you for your benefit. So here's my challenge. Make it a practice, not just once. Make it a regular practice, whatever your situation. University student, pray for the school, the professors. Business, customers, and again, partner firms. Boss, bad boss, pray for their blessing, their prosperity. Pray for their peace. Because just like in Jeremiah 29, because in their peace, in their blessing, and in their prosperity, you will have peace, blessing, and prosperity. But as part of our role, our responsibility as heirs of the kingdom, that we would, in those moments, we would be bringing tangible evidence of the reality of the kingdom into those relationships and allowing God to make it observable, that distinction. Think about it, that Joseph, even after he was promoted, what was he doing? He was working for the prosperity, the blessing of Egypt, and in the process, made a place for his family to become a mighty nation. So take the challenge. Make your list. Who is it you need to begin to pray for, that they would be blessed for your sake?